to fill that void and you have no void, and then that's when the universe says, dang, she's really serious. We're gonna grant her and give her this gift because she knows what to do with Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. It is I, Marianne Lee, with Fit Food and Art. Today's video, I've been intending on sharing it for over a month, and it's like, I better share this video because it's taking up space on my gratitude board. So welcome to today's video. If you guys aren't already, please make sure to subscribe, comment below if you could resonate with any of this information, and then also share it with your friends. Today's videos can consist of 33 things that I learned to really fully acknowledge in my 33 years of life. I have just recently turned 33 years old, and I thought, gosh, I have learned so much on my journey. I need to share this with others. I am truly loving my 30s, and that's another video I'm going to do about is how to love your 30s, because I feel like there's a lot of girls that frown upon arriving their 30s than they do by being excited. And I truly love it because this is when my mind has totally opened up. I came into a high state of acceptance of who I am, and with that, it's helped me have the energy and the inspiration to strive for evolving myself, making and tapping into the greatest version of myself, and consistently practicing that on a daily basis. So with that said, guys, let's start off because there are 33 things I need to cover, and that's quite a bit of things. Number one is make yourself priority, your physical and your mental health. So one of the practices that I do physically in order to clear out my mind is, like I've shared it before, is meditation. Not even just standing stillness meditations. There are different kind of forms. There's yoga, that's kind of a movement meditation. Now, if you really want to gain that supreme consciousness though, and that massive download with the universe, I do suggest stillness meditation, sitting in the lotus position or crisscross applesauce, your spine upright, because at that point it's on a metaphysical level, the ability of having your spine erect and towards the universe. You're able to actually receive a lot more insight on super cosmic knowledge and source energy. But even just any form of meditation, where that's moving meditation such as Tai Chi, yoga, going for a walk, and just clearing your total mind, but there's nothing like silencing the whole mind. Stillness is so important because it silences the whole mind, and I feel like we're always cleaning everything, right? We're cleaning, we're showering, we're cleaning our dishes, we're cleaning our house, we're vacuuming. Right now we're doing spring cleaning because spring is approaching us, and if you guys haven't already started doing that, you have to do that physically and metaphysically in order to clear out spiritual energy and providing new energy to come in and provide all the things that you want to manifest for the spring and the summer to come. So with that said, meditation, because it truly gives your mind a state of oneness and able to tap into those frequencies where you're able to truly clear your mind. And a lot of us suffer from too much mind chatter. You know, they say we have the attention span of a goldfish, which is 20 seconds. And that is truly true. We're always on the go. We're always worried about the next thing. We're always worried about the next thing to do on our list, on our laundry list, and everything. We never give ourselves enough time to come into a state of total relaxation. This is totally deep relaxation. Letting your mind truly silence itself. And then, like I said, the positive aspect is that you are able to receive this consciousness download of the universe. It's amazing. You guys just have to experience and know that it is going to take some time to get you to be able to absorb that, especially if it's a new thing that you're trying to incorporate into your regimen. But just be kind, be patient with yourself. There's a lot of meditations you could go on YouTube as well. Yoga Nidra really has helped me because I've been having a hard time focusing recently with the braces causing me a little bit of mental and physical pain. And then I was just diagnosed with ADD, which I'll do a video all about that and what I've been using to help me with that. to really be able to tap into that state of oneness meditation, because I had never had this kind of problems or being it difficult to do that. And it's like anything else though, you all beautiful souls, the more you do it, the more consistency, the better you're going to get out of it, and you're able to tap into that state of oneness right away. Sometimes I feel like I could have that kind of success towards the end of my meditations that feel like the last 5 minutes. Sometimes I'm able to tap in it the whole time, and I'm able to let go within 2 minutes. You know, you're just going to have your days where you're able to really tap into that and get that, feel that success and that restoration more than other days. And that's just the way it goes. And that's with everything. Number 2, blood is not thicker than water. There is the physical family and your spiritual family. So I had to break that little false lethargy. Blood is thicker than water. In essential, yes, you should have more of a bond and have more of integrity with your blood family, but in realistically, beautiful souls, from the studies that I've been studying, we have a spiritual family too, and that's why you feel more connected and you could really resonate with someone that's sometimes outside of your family, and that's okay too. And sometimes some of your family members are so toxic that it's better for you to love them at a distance and distance yourself, especially if you feel that your energy after being around them is depleted and you feel fatigue and you feel oh, what's the great word I'm trying to say? Defeated after you are visiting them. Then refrain. Sometimes you could give them some uplifting information and maybe they could start incorporating it, and then you could actually have a relationship with that person. But if they choose to remain toxic and not take any of your words of wisdom or any of your advice, then unfortunately, beautiful souls, you're going to have to distance yourself from those kind of people, because if you really want to evolve and grow, it takes yourself to being around higher vibrational beings such as yourself, all starting with you too. And then secondly, the secondary people that you have around, your friends, your family, your loved ones, and all that. And high vibrations is so valuable because it's going to help and give you the inspiration and the ambition to do these great things and tap into the greatest version of yourself. Number 3, money does not buy happiness. It buys materialism. Non-intangible things such as peace of mind, confidence, and true love, money can't buy. Money can be a false illusion and a false sense of security and power. It truly can, and we could get trapped into that entrapment. And I just want to emphasize this and acknowledge it to this conversation, because a lot of people just choose to trap themselves in that main identity, and then they leave out all these other untapped potentials, characteristics, talents of themselves untapped, because their whole thing, they get so addicted to seeing the money in the bank account and feeling that power with all the money that they're able to make, because it is a false illusion, because you feel like you could buy anything at a whim. You could buy this, you could buy that. Physical things, yes, but can you buy a beautiful, authentic experience where you're connected to someone at the heart level and you're able to have a deep, grounding, universal conversation with them and great insight into where you just feel this massiveness, purpose for your well-being and for your life, and feeling this purpose of life? No, not so much. Now, some people, there's some evolved people to where they have perfected that in both aspects of that life, the financial with the spiritual. But for the most part, people, unless you have been practicing this kind of lifestyle for many, many years, for the most part, you could get entrapped. And I just want to emphasize that with you, because there's so much power that is truly within our beings. We are multidimensional spiritual beings, infinite beings. We are immortal souls, to where the physical with the money cannot provide us having that full fulfillment. We actually have to start partaking into more spiritual, non-physical, metaphysical forms of feeling those fulfillments. And that's when things like being your best friend and being honest to people, and when people ask for maybe some help or some insight, that you're able to give them authentic, knowledgeable information to help them as well if someone asks you. And not only that, but able to really connect with your loved ones and not take them for granted, and really know the hats that you wear and honor them and be the best that you can, especially to your immediate loved ones, and if you have children, especially to your children, because you are leading by example. You are leading by example to your children, most of all, beautiful souls. I wanted to emphasize with that, especially if you are a mother. Your child is watching every step that you make. If she sees you tiring yourself out and overworking yourself and not honoring your rest and restoration, and not honoring any other aspects of yourself, your health, your mental health, your physical health, then she's gonna think that that's the right thing to do when she comes into her womanhood. And do you really want her to be a projection of you, or do you want her to be a better projection of her true authentic self? And that's a great question to ask. Are you being a projection yourself of your true authentic greatest version of yourself? So this is a daily thing that takes daily mindfulness and awareness, and takes the daily accountability of your actions too. So it's really living honorably and full of integrity. There's no more excuses, there's no more blaming. This is where you start to come into your womanhood, coming into your 30s, and truly acknowledging and owning up and stepping onto that platform that you truly are, because you are a woman and you're stepping into the goddess rims now at this age, and it's time to take full accountability and to take your power back. Number 4, everything in moderation to display balance. Yes, I just recently have learned this, because you guys all know I've been on my physical fitness journey for the last 7 years, and I got fully addicted to it, and I suffered a shoulder injury and then felt great, went back to the gym, did a little bit much too soon, and then re-injured myself. So the universe has really been teaching me the importance of displaying moderation with the balance, and that is truly the ultimate balance of your well-being and able to bring out the best version of yourself. And also with eating, sometimes being okay. I was always restricting myself off of things that I knew were going to hinder my physical weight, but now I'm okay with that. I have alleviated off myself a little bit. I'm okay with having a cheat meal here and there, or a cheat snack, and not feeling guilty about it how I used to. I would even just feel guilty of the thought of wanting it before. So really clearing that out and just balancing yourself and being okay with moderation. Number 5, don't worry, it's valuable energy wasted. Yes, that's another thing that has been resonating with me deeply on a soul level, is not worrying, because you will fatigue yourself out, and that is vital energy, mental energy, that you could use to achieve your goals and your dreams, and work on things that's going to help you achieve those goals and those dreams. So you really fatigue yourself out right before you even give yourself a chance. So do not worry. Just do the things that you know that are going to create that inner goodness of yourself, and that's going to create you to be a greater person, and the things that you are passionate about. And you just share your passion, and with that comes success in all forms, not just financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and metaphysically. Number 6, be in nature at least 20 minutes a day. Yes, if the weather is good, unlike today. Today is a terrible, windy, cold, almost blizzard out in Colorado. Be in 20 minutes a day of sunlight and getting out into nature, going for that walk, or go into and sit by the stream, or go to that park and swing on that swing and hear those beautiful birds. Even open up your windows and your doors on those beautiful days and hear those birds, and look out in nature, watch those ducks, feed those ducks, look at those gorgeous squirrels. It really tunes you and connects you to this beautiful, amazing earth that we live on, and really feeling that mothering energy and that essence of nurturing that she provides to us, and just even honoring the trees and the flowers, just the whole birthing aspects of this beautiful Mother Earth that she has provided for us, and all the life-giving energy that she projects out of her. It's really supernatural when you're able to connect with that, and it really makes you feel so much more compassionate and wanting to nurture yourself and others as well, when you are able to really come into a state of acceptance and acknowledge that. Number 7, spend 1 hour a day alone for self-reflection. So yes, this is vital and essential. I would say at least an hour, or at least 20 to 30 minutes if you can. Now, and self-reflection forms can come into journaling. It could come with meditation. It could come in with painting, doing some kind of art form to really honor your emotions and really release, even when you're feeling happy, because then you're able to emphasize the happiness of that vibration as well. But most importantly, even when you're feeling down and fatigued and just kind of down yourself and in a rut, because you're able to work that out and really tap into something that's greater within yourself as far as your creativity, then you're able to tap in with this high vibration of creativity, just like our creator has created all of us. And you're able to see, wow, I have so many talents and skills that are so untapped that I never give myself enough time to. I really need to really honor this path of self-discovery and discover all truly the potentials that relate and reside in me that are dormant. I need to get them out and bring them out into full fruition here. So that is number 8. And then, number 8 now is stay focused, discipline, consistency is key. Eliminate distractions. So yes, staying focused and having as much discipline and consistency as you can, especially for the things that you feel are most important to you. So if it is really you wanting, for instance, to say lose weight, stay focused. Have consistency is key, because consistency really starts to develop a daily habitual pattern. Your body will actually start to crave things. It will start to crave its foods. It'll start to crave the water. It'll start to crave the sessions of exercise. So when you start to actually incorporate those into your daily habits, you will need to do them, or else your day just won't feel complete. You'll feel like you're missing out on something. You'll feel a little less fulfilled. And that's when it's able to actually come in and into the greater good of your advantage, because you've developed this consistency with this relationship of tapping into your greatest self by taking a form of exercise, because it's so important to get all that blood and nutrients moving, and that energy, that prana, our life force energy in our body, and moving to help prevent illnesses, diseases, weight gain, mental fog, all that stuff that could keep us really in a rut. So know that, and then it actually will help you stay away from distractions too. So things that you see that don't want to really give you the inspiration to be on a daily basis with practicing your discipline, because whatever it is that your goal that you're focused on, then you're going to see, like, I don't need those in my life because they are not helping me get this goal that I really want to accomplish, right? So then you eliminate those things, and then before you know it, you eliminate your distractions and you're totally focused. It's a beautiful feeling. Number 10 is gratitude. This is my gratitude blog thing that I write on, and that's why I decided to do this video, is because I need my gratitude board back in my house. Every day I always acknowledge what I'm grateful for, one main emphasis, but it would be good if you could acknowledge when you're going to sleep. I do too. 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I try to make them non-materialism too, because the emphasis of non-tangible things are the most important things. So really taking that into acknowledgement and into your heart space, and being so humbly grateful for it that you are like, wow, why was I being selfish, and why was taking this for granted, and I will never do that ever again. It really makes you feel so humbled and so thankful and so blessed that you have this supportive being in your life, or that you have this warm home over, that you're able to pay the utilities and have heat within your home, or you have this beautiful soul, this child that looks up to you and she adores you and she loves you. And one incredible thing that I just recently did, which this is kind of off topic, but I know mothers suffer from this, is we always just think that we could be doing a better job as a mother, right? Well, have your child write a letter about what she thinks about you, and you will be totally amazed that she thinks you're freaking amazing. It was one of the most beautiful experiences that I experienced this weekend. Like, I just think I could just always be doing better as a mom. I guess I never give myself enough credit about my mothering abilities, but I went ahead and told my daughter to write a letter, and I was like, rest assured, why am I even worrying? Why am I feeling insecure? She thinks I'm freaking amazing, and that's all that matters. And she is my number one of who I know that is most importantly that I care about what she thinks about me. So I just clarified that, and now I'm able to move on to other things that are going to help me be a better being. All right, number 11, keep a daily routine and consistency. Oh, I kind of already said that with number 8, didn't I? But that's with anything that you practice. That even comes into reading, taking time to read, because you're going to crave that quiet downtime and be able to come into a state of receiving information. And that's going to be even being consistency with going grocery shopping on a weekly basis. You're going to crave to go out to the grocery store on that day. Your body gets into these patterns, and these cells are able to download all this information in your body. These cells hold all this vital information in your body, and as soon as they feel like, hey, we're not being utilized, you're not stimulating us, what happened, you haven't went and did this yet, we need that, especially when it's for the greater good of yourself. And they're going to remind you that information, that DNA is going to come up, those cell DNA is going to come up, be like, hey, we need this yoga nidra for 20 minutes because we need to rest. You haven't gave us that amount of time to come into a restoration. So it's amazing how the body is a massive memory bank and could hold all that information down. That's why it's so important for you to have a schedule of good, healthy things, because once you incorporate that for, I would say, probably about a couple weeks, your body will crave it. It's amazing. Love yourself, be kind, and forgive yourself. So this is so true. I think a lot of us sometimes when we feel like we need to change, there is a self-realization moment. I know I experienced that, where you realize you're dropping the ball and you need to go ahead and be a good team supporter and teammate and pick up that ball and do the best of your ability. And we could kind of feel shamed for doing that, but in that moment of shame, just forgive yourself, because you lacked the knowledge. It's kind of like when a puppy pees on your carpet. You're not going to be mad and angry at that puppy for the whole time, because it was just young and lacked that maturity at that time. You forgive that puppy and you're able to let it go. It's water under the bridge and move on, right? So make sure that you take that acknowledgement in yourself, that we're always evolving. We're constantly on this state of evolution. We're constantly on this state of maturity. So forgive yourself for today so you could have a better tomorrow. Number 14, surround yourself with support. So again, I kind of said that earlier, but making sure that you're around people that have the similar interests of you, even if you do have to pay for it, I don't care. I don't care. Having a community of like-mindedness is so freaking powerful and amazing. It's the most beautiful community experience and sisterhood that I've ever experienced, and it has made you feel a part of something, of a wholeness that's within yourself, but that's also out of yourself. It is amazing knowing that you have a support system and like-mindedness around, that you could kind of throw ideas off and get their perception on it, and you give your perception on it and gain some real spiritual insight. It's absolutely amazing. With that said, I'm inspired to make a Facebook group, and I'm going to do that. So if you get a friend request from me, I'm not sure what I'm going to title it yet, but that's what it's going to be. We're going to all be a part of a community and all encourage each other on our forms of growth, whether that's, hey, learning how to be a good stepmom, learning how to be a blended family, learning how to say no to sugar cravings, learning how to be a receiver and owning our sensuality and our sexuality, whatever it may be, ladies, because this is a part of that goddess rim, and that's a part of me that I need to be sharing more with all you beautiful souls. Number 15, don't be so serious. So true. Sometimes when I was really thinking about competing with the physical world exercise, the competition fitness bikini figures, I was like being too serious, and it honestly took out all the fun in my exercises, and I was putting myself at way higher restrictions and higher standards than I needed to be. And I think anytime that we end up being too serious, we don't honor that inner child within us anymore, and we could really start feeling constricted, claustrophobic, and just muted and dull, because all of us have that inner child within us, and we all need to honor it at any moment that we honestly can, because it's that lightheartedness within us, that letting go, and that acknowledging and having laughter kind of type of feeling. And it's a beautiful sensation to let out of your body, and it's a high vibration as well. Number 16, Simple life pleasures, never taking those for granted, such as actually eating a meal in quietness, no distractions, being totally grateful, giving your gratitude before you consume that meal, and eating and really having that sensational experience with your food and chewing it and not being in a rush. That is a form that I practice daily. I try to do that once a day. Any kind of forms of simple life pleasures, like actually drinking your hot tea and actually enjoying it, and then going for a walk and really silencing your mind and taking in nature versus running like a crazy person and focusing on your caloric burnout intake and what have you. You know, that's when life gets a little too serious. Number 17 is create a life that you are not willing to lose. So that's why it's important to really create and develop this mindfulness and awareness, because ultimately at the end of the day, you'll have more value for your life and you won't be willing to lose it. So it'll defeat you from doing self-sabotaging habits and having self-defeatist attitudes, because you've created this, and you'll be amazed of what kind of empire, what kind of kingdom you could really create, and you're not going to let no one, even yourself, take it down, because you acknowledge and you take accountability for how much power you really hold within this kingdom as well. Number 18, lead by example with higher self. So I truly believe that there are different aspects of ourselves. There is. We have our lower self and our higher self, and if we allow our higher self to be the main conductor of this humanly vessel, then we are going to propel forward and we're going to tap into that greatness that is truly within us, that lays dormant, and then we'll able to really suppress and silence that lower self, the one that says, I don't believe you could do that. The one that says, but I want that even though I'm not supposed to, right? Then we start to silence that self-sabotaging voice, and we start to really acknowledge and we start to really create the higher self being the main conductor. So she looks at everything in the light aspect, the greater good. She looks at everything in the bigger picture. She looks at what can be done and what shouldn't be done. She's focused on what can be done, what she could create, and her values, her dreams, her worth, and her worthiness. And then that's what helps her make decisions, and that helps eliminate those self-sabotaging habits. All right. Then I had to finish writing the last couple of them in my journal over here because I ran out of space. Number 19, making mistakes you never lose. You gain great valuable insight. So realizing when you make a mistake, even though sometimes it can knock the breath out of us, like almost like physically, right? Because we're like, oh my gosh, I should have known better. Well, just look at what you've learned, because that's when you really are able to be your own alchemist and your own magician, and you're able to put a negative into a positive, which neutralizes the energy, and there is no loss whatsoever. And then you'll have that vibration propelling you forward on your future endeavors. Number 20, make yourself happy by taking steps in the right direction, not just by making mindless steps. So this is, again, creating the mindfulness and the awareness, able to have the visualization for the purpose of why you're making these decisions, being accountable and full of integrity and honesty and gratitude as well as you do those things. So that way you're able to not hurt anyone while you're on your path of growth, but just understanding, and they're able to acknowledge that you are visually and you are connected to growth and evolving, and that's okay. Number 21, don't take supportive friends or family for granted. Let them know that you are thankful. They are not mind readers. I can't tell you how much more important it is to make sure that you use the word thank you to others, because they need to know what a positive impact that they make on your life, because some people just don't hear it enough. We need to allow more positive reinforcement and really sharing that gratitude with one another. A lot of people, I think that other people are mind readers, and that's not the way it is. Really letting someone that know that you make a difference in their life and in your life is absolutely amazing, and then that creates community as well. Number 22, read more books than watching TV. Yes, 22 beautiful souls. Like, there was a reason why some of our ancestors have been suppressed and weren't able to read books, because there is so much valuable, knowledgeable, historic information in books that you could gain so much insight on that is more than money that can buy, and it's way better than watching gossip TV, because that keeps your brain dormant and that feeds lower self. Thus, that will never truly allow higher self to truly come in and be the main conductor of your humanly vessel. 24, tap into your untapped power by discovering your strengths and your talents. So with that said, eliminating the distractions and then actually trying something that you may never tried before, such as drawing, such as painting, such as journaling, such as maybe even making your own little music. God knows the unlimited potential in creativity, or cooking your own food, becoming a cook, knowing how to cook is absolutely amazing and so inspirational. I cannot tell you enough how important that is. 25, honoring your menstrual cycle with self-love practices. This is to be emphasized during this time in your life, ladies. Yes. So I could really, I'm a go-getter, I'm an entrepreneur, I can really get on the ball through my weeks, but once that menstrual cycle arises, I know I need to step back a little bit. I need to allow my body to have a little bit more rest. I need to nurture myself. I need to take those warm sea salt baths. I need to do my restorative to yoga nidra and really tune in with myself, because we could be feeling our hormones, and our hormones could lead us down false illusions of emotions where we're feeling vulnerable for no reason. So that's when we really need to root down and ground by doing any kind of grounding exercises such as those. So that is truly important, ladies. And I don't mean to binge and to make people feel sorry for yourself. That's not it. But really to come into a state of oneness with yourself and inner reflection is so important during this time, because your menstrual cycle brings up things. It'll make you address things that you've been trying to detour from, because you want to, perhaps not bring up a touchy topic that you might, you're just at the moment, you don't feel like you have the energy, or you don't want to bring up controversy. But these topics that arise that need to be addressed, they're arising for a reason, and they're not going to go away until you truly bring that up and acknowledge it and have the conversation in a mature level with that person and be able to really work whatever it is out. I find that that's the most important thing, instead of trying to put a band-aid on things, actually acknowledging these emotions that you're feeling. Number 32 is wear colors that make you happy. Wear colors that make you happy, ladies. You don't know how much metaphysical power that has behind it. These colors are able to send out vibrations. They're able to send out emotions. Colors really play a lot on our psychology. Look it up, color psychology. It's absolutely real. That's why main consumer businesses and corporations use it on us, but it also works in your favor to help you, make you feel inspired, to help you, make you feel loved and supportive, creative, whatever you need that day, powered, empowered, strength, whatever it is. Look it up. Number 33, journal pivotal moments in your life, or even perhaps a vlog. You don't have to share the vlog. You could even just share it for yourself, like moments of where you've just had such moment of clairvoyancy, like where everything just makes sense. You know why you went through this. Now you've seen this other great insight on it. You now came into a big state of self-acceptance, and wow, how empowered do you feel? Remember those moments. They are freaking amazing. 26, if something just seems impossible and you've been consistently trying to do it but still unable to really bring it into fruition, surrender and let go. This is when the law of attraction starts to come into place. Force plus surrender equals flow. So important, beautiful souls, because we are multidimensional, spiritual, infinite beings, but we are in the physical. So this is where we had to intertwine and intermesh and blend in the physical life that we live with the metaphysical, magical life that we live. So there is a state of where we need to become oneness with those two realities and those two polarities to make the whole manifestation of flowing and make who we are in our being. So with that said, I hope that makes sense, because now I'm talking more metaphysics. Gizmo got tied up. So now I'm talking more metaphysical physics, but there is only to a certain extent of physical energy that we have within us that we're able to cultivate and create. And if it's still not coming, then that's when you need to let go, surrender, and you let the unseen, the magical, supernatural realm come in and deliver it at its own undivided, universal timing. Divine timing is what I meant to say. Divine timing, because it's just not for you at that moment. So if you could come into a state of acceptance, but the universe will deliver it when it is your time. Now, if you keep on pushing and shoving and being too over dominant and masculine with your force, what you start to do is you actually start to create congestion. So if you're having a moment in your life like that, or you could relate to something like that, let go, beautiful souls. It'll all come. I'm telling you, beautiful souls, you know how much I loved to work out and how much important it was to me to gain 100 pounds of muscles, 100 pounds of pure muscle. Well, the moment I started to really honor myself and to allow my body to rest is when it came. If I would have kept on working out, I probably would have never got it. There's some times where we could do so much to where less is more and more is not good. All right. 27, positive self-talk, meditations, and mantras and music. Being totally around beautiful, harmonic, love frequency music. I think it's 472 hertz to 532 megahertz of love frequency music, okay? And positive self-talk and meditations, like having a personal mantra in the morning. Like one of mine, as you can't tell, is my higher self is the main conductor of this humanly vessel. My higher self is the main conductor of this humanly vessel. I am cosmic love. I radiate it out of my heart, mind, body, and soul. I am cosmic love. I radiate it out of my heart, mind, body, and soul. I am infinite soul energy. I am immortal. Things like that that make you feel truly empowered. It's so important because this superficial commercial world is always trying to program us to make us feel lack of, so we go out and we consume and we fulfill their agenda because they want us to feel like that, because then it's their financial gain. And then you, guess what? You have to work more to pay for all that stuff. And working all the time is not your soul's work. It's not. You're going to get a certain amount of fulfillment off of that, but you to really come into a state of purpose, feel wholehearted, feel wholeness and wellness within your being, it's not there. It's more into the intangible feelings, feeling love, supported, and really connected to self or to other immediate loved ones within your household. Number 29, get an old picture of a greatest moment in your life, tap into that energy and allow it to propel you forward. Totally worth it, beautiful souls. So when I started my fitness journey 7 years ago, I got a picture of my ideal goal weight of what I wanted to be when I was younger, and that was my main motivation and the way I felt during that time too, full of confidence, radiance, energy, you know, optimistic, totally optimistic. That's what I wanted to really tap into and allow that energy to cultivate me forward. Another one that I do on a daily basis is getting a childhood picture of myself and being my own mother and nurturer, and knowing that that inner child still resides within me, and hugging her and nurturing her and loving her, because that is still a form of me that is inside. It's all inside all of us still, and we all have that inner child, and it's great to honor it and live that little full heart feeling like I kind of explained earlier. 29 is honoring your sexuality, pleasure, play, allow yourself to feel good, vulnerable as a receiver and a giver. So truly important, because when we're coming into our 30s, we are into our goddess realm, and we are time for, it's really emphasized for sensuality and sexual pleasure. You know, I'm going to say that without turning red, because it's totally important. And if you are blessed enough to experience this kind of pleasure with a being, or even if it's with yourself, it does not matter. I know, I'm going to say it. You guys are probably going to think I'm a little crazy, but no. Sexual pleasure is so healing on so many physical, metaphysical forms to release past traumas from life forms before, from lifetimes before, from even this life, from childhood traumas. Being able to connect with your partner on that deep intimacy level, or deep intimacy level even with yourself, is so healing. I cannot tell you how many wounds I have healed up from this exercise from me experiencing this and truly allowing to be okay with being vulnerable, being a receiver and enjoying it and being okay to feel good and feel pleasured, and also being able to be a giver of that as well. It's so amazing to feel all that healing energy just engulf you and your loved one, and then just feeling a part of this powerful, amazing, more than what money could buy bond. It's amazing. And even if it's with yourself, beautiful souls, there's nothing wrong with feeling and creating this kind of intimacy with yourself. Then when you know you're a good lover to yourself, guess what the universe is going to give you? It's going to give you your ultimate partner as well, because at that point you are what you are wanting. You are able to fill that void and you have no void, and then that's when the universe says, dang, she's really serious. We're going to grant her and give her this gift because she knows what to do with it. Number 30, try to be your best every day. Always know that there is tomorrow. That is so true. You know, sometimes we feel like we have a little bit more mental energy and we have a little bit more inspiration than other days. And that's totally just honoring yourself and really displaying balance within yourself and honoring your weaknesses and your strengths. You might feel a little weaker this day. That's okay. Then don't bite off more than you could chew. Know that, because you're going to have to swallow it. Number 31. You never lose anything. There's always a gain. So that's the plus. I kind of said that earlier, kind of repeating myself if you guys notice, but there's never no negatives. You should never feel depleted or taken, because as soon as you're able to gain that insight, that's a plus and a plus and a plus and a plus and a plus, and then that's when you're vibrating high. Number 33. I'm sorry, I skipped that. Yeah, I said one twice, sorry. Number 32. Number 33, journal. Oh, okay. I said everything, guys. I just accidentally got lost on the number. So that was 33 things that I have learned in my 33 years. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now I'm able to delete all this and be able to recreate my gratitude log every day. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This was Marianne Lee with Fit Food and Art. By the way, I do have my recipe books. I should grab them and show them to you. I am passionate about health because you are what you eat, and it's so important that we get our emotions down so we can eat healthy and we don't let our emotions control us. But these are the hard copies of Create a Path to the Greatest Version Create a Path that leads to the greatest version of yourself. These are the hard copies. I'm selling these for $19.99, and if you want the ebook version, it is $14.99. Just email me. I will attach my email down below. With that said, beautiful souls, please make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go follow me on Instagram. Peace, love, and healing good light to all of you beautiful souls. I am always sending you lots of energy, always love out in the universe. I hope you're feeling it, and remember to open up your heart space and feel that love. Get that picture of that inner child and that little innocent essence of a being that you once were, because you are still that. Connect at your heart space with that picture. Peace, love, and healing good light. Namaste.